I know that many of you, just like me, have a story of games behind you, and stuff that basically a handful of people knows about. And maybe that is intended to be. In this series, I will share some lost stories that I hope people would appreciate to hear. We'll start with one that is etched in my brain. It's also fitting now since Diablo II Resurrected soon is here. I will try to explain my memories as easy to understand as possible, for those who know nothing about the games I will bring up. And hopefully, you guys like it. So if you never played any of the games I will talk about, I'm sorry. But I will try to paint a picture so you get the feeling what I experienced back then, as good as possible. Diablo 2 was around year 99, I think. Played the Barbarian, and I was maybe level 87 or so. I played hardcore. This means that if you die, you die. You have to make a new character. Your items are gone forever, and so on. I remember I had the grandfather sword, and back in the day I didn't know how hard it was to find those. I also had a storm shield, and pretty much all the godly gear you could find. Now remember, this was probably before Google. I think we used Alta Vista back then, and it was not much information about games. There was no builds, no guides. This was also before the expansion of Diablo 2, the Lord of Destruction one, so there was no runes. So the best gear was basically just very rare item drops, as I can remember at least. Anyway, I had this character, and we played mostly in a secret area called Cowlevel, where we farmed mostly experience. The memory started when I found my second grandfather in the game. And I don't remember this due to happiness, but more cause of the horror that followed. Just a day after I found that sword, I removed my shield and used both the swords on my Barbarian instead. But that special day, when I was going to play, I opened the portal to the Cowlevel when I went down to farm. Now what we did back then was making games on public servers, because the more people we had in the game, the more experience we got. This time, however, the Amazon joined. An Amazon is a bow class character. Now we knew that PvP was a thing. I didn't really PvP myself back then, but we was always on guard for someone to smash that PvP toggle on. The funny thing with that is you cannot click the button and become PvP hostile while you're in areas with other people. It's only when you're in safe areas called towns. So as soon as someone pressed that button, everyone just went back to town as quick as possible. Unless you wanted to PvP, of course. Now remember, this was early in the gaming era, and everything about tricks and hacks and cheats was quite scarce. So this day I found out something. The Amazon went down in the portal where I was and started shooting some guided arrows, just randomly. The guided arrows are arrows that finds the targets themselves, so you do not have to aim. Nothing special, I thought that second, but what I didn't know is that the Amazon quickly went back to town and activated the PvP button. And what I saw was that all the arrows turned around and struck me. I died instantly. This was probably a year of hard grinding that I lost in a second. It's fun to think about it now, but that's why I like harsh games nowadays. But back then, it was a serious blow to my heart. These kind of stories have happened to everyone in any game, and it's always fun to hear about them. We all got tons of these stories, and if this was enjoyable to hear, comment if you want more, and I will make this series a thing. But this was my introduction video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm also starting the game podcast series, where I talk to you guys and you tell me your memories about your games in the past. So be sure to like that video as well, and put a comment if you're interested. And thank you all, and I'll see you in the next one.